Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we had created our attachment view set and task view set. And now in this video, we are going to be actually setting up our router to actually use these two new view sets that we've created. So let's get going. So we're going to go to a router.py file, which is inside of our task app. From there, I'm just going to do router.register. And this time I'm going to register two new endpoints. And the first one that we need is going to be our actual tasks. So that is going to be tasks. And then we need the actual view set. So I'll import it here at the top. And then I'm going to do task view set. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to import our attachment view set. So once we have this, I'm going to set the tasks endpoint to use our actual task view set. And then with this, I'll do router.register again. And this time I'm going to have attachments. And then for our attachments, we'll set that endpoint to attachment view set. But this I can do command save. So once this is done, what we can do is that we can go to API, and then from there we can go to task. And then you're going to see that two new endpoints show up that are tasks and attachments. And if you go to our actual admin panel and go to tasks, you're going to see that we have this one existing task, which is called buy oranges. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to try to create another task. And to do that, I'll just use the Django admin panel. So I'll click on add task, and then I'm going to do created by, and this time I'm going to do the other house. So that's going to be Draco as the user who created it, the task list. So we need a new task list as well. Instead of just navigating here and then opening up another tab and then trying to create a new task list there, you can just click on the plus sign as indicated here. And then with this, you can create the new task list. So the task list that we want to create is going to be created by Draco. In this case, it's going to be the Slytherin house. The name for this is going to be groceries list again, or maybe this time instead of doing groceries list, we can do actually cleaning supplies, right? And then for the description, I'll just leave it to nothing and then not completed. And with this, I can do save. So now, and then the task list can be set to cleaning supplies. With this, the name is going to be, in this case, we can just say buy, and then we can say trash bags, let's just say. And then for the status, I'll set that to not completed, and I'm going to do command save. So we have another task that's just come up. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go back to our actual API root endpoint. I'm going to reload, and then I'm going to go to the tasks endpoint. And for now, you can see that we can see both of the tasks for the different houses that we are in. And this is functionality that we do not require, and we'll fix that later on in the course. But now what I'm going to show you is that our permissions actually work. So if I go to our actual buy oranges task, which is a task for a task list which belongs to my house, as you can see, house, which I am a member of, you are going to see that I can actually edit the task and get the task, and I have all of those options available to me. But if I go back and I see the buy trash bags task, which is not belonging to my house, you're going to see that I get an error saying you do not have permission to perform this action. So now how do we limit actually this functionality where we do not get a list of tasks? So there are two ways. One of the ways would be to actually just disable the functionality for actually showing us the specific task list. And the way you would do it would be to go back to your viewsets.py file. Instead of inheriting from viewsets.model viewsets, you would implement the mixins that you need and just omit the mixins.list model mixin. But sometimes you may want to get a list in that case. Oh, and what in that case you can do is that you can modify the query set. And the way you can modify the query set is that you can actually define a function inside of your view set, which is called get underscore query set. And then what you can do inside of here is that you can explicitly define what objects the task view set has access to, or what objects should be returned. So to do this, what we do is that we first get the query set. That is the global query set. And to do this, we use super, and then we do task view set as the first argument. So we get the query set for the super class, and from there we do dot get underscore query set. So you get the query set from the actual super class. Once we have this done, the next thing we do is that we have to get access to the actual user profile, which has sent us the request. So that is going to be self.request.user.profile. Once we have this, the next thing we can do is that we can do query set, and then we can set that equal to the query set, the global query set that we got. And this is going to be the updated query set, we can say updated query set. And then we can set that equal to query set dot, and then we can filter the query set, and we can only get the objects or model instances back which have the created by reference set to our user profile. So which were created by our actual user who's sending the request. So for that, we'll filter by the created by property, and we'll set that equal to user profile. So filter the query set and return everything to us where the created by field is equal to our user profile. And once you're done with that, just return the updated query set. With doing this, you can do command save. And now what you're going to see is that once I actually reload the /tasks endpoint, it gives us an error saying that the user object is the attribute user profile. And yes, the object attribute is profile and not user profile. Reload, and you're going to see that now we get only the actual task that we created. So the API/task/tasks endpoint returns us a list of tasks that were created by us. Okay, so now we fixed this problem, but another problem arises, and that problem is that now we can only see the tasks that we have created, and we do not have a way of actually accessing all of the tasks that belong to a specific house. And we're going to fix that problem in a later on video where we'll define a new property for our actual house view set, which is going to give us a list of all of the task lists that belong to a house, and then each task list will then point us towards the task that it contains. But for now, this was what I wanted to show you, and the reason I did it this way so that you guys can actually understand how to define these specific custom tailored query sets. So once we have this done, what I'm going to try to do now is that I'll just test the actual attachments endpoint as well. So for that, what I'll do is that I'll firstly create an attachment, and I'll know that I've created this one attachment for buy oranges. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to our attachments endpoint, and you're going to see that we have created this one attachment. And what I would like to do is that I'd like to disable the ability to actually see all of the attachments from here. I don't want a list of attachments to be returned because I don't want users to be able to see other people's attachments. So instead of just defining a query set, this time what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to comment out our list model mixin, and this would remove the list ability for our actual attachment view set. If I do command save now, this method is now going to be available, as you can see. But now how do we actually access specific attachments? Well, what we do is that we go to a specific task that we care about, and from there we can actually access its attachments. And we're going to fix this also in the next video, where we're going to actually update our actual serializers so that they include all of the missing information and actually create up all of the links. So with this, I'll just ask you guys to have faith and don't think like it's getting a lot confusing. In the next video, when we fix everything up and add the missing links and we update all of our serializers, you're going to see that everything is going to make a lot more sense and have a lot more clarity. But for now, you can see that our permissions are working, because if I log out, we can't even access the actual tasks endpoints anymore. We can also access the attachments endpoint. So with this, I'm going to end my video here. I'm going to see you guys in the next one.